Hi, I'm Lee. I'm the writer and artist of a brand new graphic novel called The Wraith of Love. It's going to be an online novel launched July 17th, and it's going to be at wraithoflove.com. I'll put it right down here so you can click on it and find it. Wraith of Love is about Jameson Mercer, who becomes a vigilante for destructive and unrequited love, taking care of people who abuse each other and trying to help people survive those kinds of bad situations. At the same time, she unleashes a nemesis that's been chasing her for centuries, and she has to figure out how to break the cycle and change the destiny to save not only herself and the man she loves, but possibly the world. It's going to have a dark, gritty kind of edge to it. It's going to be all black and white, inspired by Frank Miller, Jim Steranko, and a number of classic comic book artists. So I hope you'll check it out and follow along with it every week as I publish a new page. What I thought I would do today to introduce you to the comic is I'm going to give you a glimpse at my process. I'll show you a couple of the pages I have done already, and I'm going to show you how I work on the pages. But mostly I hand ink all of my artwork, and then I scan it in, and then I kind of clean it up and add whatever pieces that I need to add to it, and add things like lettering, background, and that kind of thing. So I have a little more flexibility with it. So I'm going to show you how I ink a page today. I'm going to show you a little bit of the inside of the graphic novel, and I hope you will stay tuned and follow along. This is the workspace that I work at right now. It has all of my art supplies, including brushes and that kind of thing. My computer, which nicely tucks away, my scanner. This is the page we're going to work on today. And the tools that I'm using are very basic. I'm using a pencil that has a non-repro blue lead in it. That just means when I scan it in, the blue will not show up, which helps when I'm trying to change things in the computer. And to ink, I'm using this wonderful thing called a parallel pen. It has kind of a wedge-shaped edge to draw with, but when I draw with it this way where it's really skinny, I get a beautiful skinny line. And then when I flip it fat like that, I get a beautiful fat line, and it makes some really, really cool lines along with it. It's not a very expensive pen. It comes with these fabulous little refills, a whole package. So this is where I'm going to start. This is page 2 of the graphic novel. So I'll give you a quick little rundown of it. This is our heroine, James, and these are all the people that are in the comic book. And this is the first page where we really see how James's boyfriend is very abusive to her. It's the beginning of her transformation. And before we get to the inking portion, what I'm going to show you, this is the original artwork for the cover. So this was all hand inked with marker and with the parallel pen that I showed you. And then what I'm going to do is I will insert what the cover actually looks like now that I've completed it. I scanned it into Photoshop, I added in the lettering, I added in a little bit of color, changed it up a little bit so it'll be a little spiffier as a cover. And then here is the original artwork for page 2. Again, this was all hand inked with various markers and that wonderful parallel pen. I'm drawing them all, and then I'm going to insert right now the finished page 1, so you can see where the dialogue was added in, how all the lettering was created. And I'm just using a basic comic book artboard, 11 by 17, and it is Fanboy comic book artboards. They're very inexpensive. You can get them at pretty much any art store. So if you've always wanted to draw a comic book, this is a good way to start. All right, now I'll get set up and I'll give you an opportunity to watch me do some inking. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how I ink. We're going to ink this panel right here. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to try and hold the camera while I ink. So I'm using a parallel pen, which is a pen that has a wedge on it. I usually start with the very general lines. Very lightly, just kind of get the shapes in. Black and white is a challenge in just knowing what to keep what to get rid of so that the shape is easy to see. So that's kind of the outline of it. And now I'm going to start filling in the black. Kind of take my time and see what I like and what I don't like. Start with this one. Nice thing about the parallel pen is to make these great squiggly lines. Things like eyebrows. And then I can drag it and get that nice fat line. It's supposed to be an angry eye, and all I can hear is Mrs. Potato Head from Toy Story in my head saying, "Don't forget to pack your angry eyes in case you need them." Black is always a challenge. To not do too much, knowing where to stop. I'm going to scan this into Photoshop so I can always clean up anything I'm not happy with. Okay, I smeared a couple of things, but I can clean that up in Photoshop. Whoops, sorry. So that's what our Angry Eyes panel looks like, completely inked. There'll be a dark border around it when I put it in Photoshop, and then I'll pull out, and that's where the page is right now. So it's about half inked, kind of screwed up the one face up there, so we're not going to talk about that one. But anyway, that's where we are. Angry Eyes paneled inked. So that's a quick look into my process and how the Wraith of Love came together. It is based on a screenplay that I wrote, and I thought it would be kind of cool to turn it into a graphic novel and see where it goes from there. So if you enjoyed it, please share this video. Please spread the URL, the wraithoflove.com, wraithoflove.com. Let your friends know about it. Leave me any comments, suggestions. If you'd like to see more of this kind of thing, let me know. And follow wraithoflove.com starting July 17th. Thanks.